So PlayStation 6 chip fabrication next month, PlayStation 5 only marketing for Wolverine, and PlayStation 5 locks another exclusive. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you guys okay with PlayStation 5 games going to PC later or not? We're going to be talking about this in a sec for Wolverine and some interesting marketing over there, but before then, I'm curious if this matters to you. So comment below yes or no if you're okay with PlayStation 5 games going to PC later or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, new Wolverine PlayStation 5 only marketing. So one of the things that Sony has done in the past is promote their console as the only place to play their games. Sony had a whole line of marketing branding in the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 eras, labeling boxes with only on PlayStation. This was to let anyone who doesn't know what's a PlayStation game to know this game is only available on this PlayStation console you have. We saw Sony shift from that marketing at the beginning of the PlayStation 5 era where they were pushing their games for PC launches as well. This was a major change as you saw back-to-back PS4 first-party titles make their way to PC and of course later on PlayStation 5 games. Sony built a production pipeline to move these games over, even buying the port magicians over at Nixie's to help with this process. Now fast forward to this year, where Sony has started to push It Happens on PS5 marketing. This marketing push clearly brings back some of that focus to the PlayStation 5. This is where all the magic happens, and this brings us back to the new Wolverine marketing. Amazon put up a placeholder page for Wolverine, and at the bottom of the page, you can read it say, "Experience Insomniac Games' original take on Logan and mastered brutal claw combat only on PS5 or PS5 Pro." The only on PS5 or PS5 Pro is a nice throwback to the PS3 and PS4 marketing of only on PlayStation. Now, this could just be, current marketing and then later Sony could release the game onto PC, or this could be something related to, recent shaky rumors that Sony is potentially shifting away from PC as a main focus. For me, it's hard to believe that, only because Sony has pretty much set up a production pipeline for pushing games to PC. Are they just going to ramp that down? I'm not sure. Nixie's was bought for this purpose as well, but Nixie's has also started remastering titles like Horizon Zero Dawn, for example, opposed to just being a port studio, so they have other skill sets as well. I will say, it's a nice flashback to see the only on PlayStation 5 marketing here, but let's see how this goes, especially if, we see Ghost of Yotei's PC announcement come next year. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now diving into the second story of the video, Sony locks down another exclusive title for PlayStation 5. Reading from Twisted Voxel, Phantom Blade Zero has been confirmed as a timed PlayStation 5 console exclusive following its appearance at the Game Awards 2025. The confirmation comes directly from a disclaimer displayed at the end of the newly released trailer, which also revealed the game's official release date. According to the on-screen text, the action RPG will not be available on other consoles for a minimum of 12 months after launch. The disclaimer shown in the trailer states not available on other consoles at least 12 months after release date. It further clarifies that this title is PlayStation console exclusive, while noting that it will also be available on PC. This positions Phantom Blade Zero in a similar exclusivity arrangement to other recent PlayStation-backed releases, where console availability is initially limited to PlayStation 5 alongside a PC version. So there we have it, I guess. Now when I call this a console exclusive, I won't have people telling me it's not, even though there wasn't an Xbox release even before this ad came out, so it was already a console exclusive. This now, though, paints a clear timeline, just like Silent Hill 2 Remake, for example, which was released on Xbox this past November, about a bit over a year after the PlayStation 5 release last year. As I've mentioned before, I got to play the game twice already, and it's been great both times, so let's hope the full game turns out great with a solid story, hopefully as well, come next fall when it launches on September 9th, 2026. But you guys let me know if you're excited for Phantom Blade Zero or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, PlayStation 6 first chip fabrication next month. So I'm surprised this news hasn't made the rounds, or I haven't seen it, I guess. A while back, I reported on the potential possibility that the PlayStation 6 first chip fabrication would go down later this year. This was information shared by leaker Kepler L2. From the first chip fabrication, it would be about 2 years to launch, according to Kepler L2, basing this off past patterns from Sony. Well, here we are in late 2025, the end of 2025 in December, and we have an update. Someone asked Kepler L2 what is going on with the first chip fabrication. Kepler replied saying was scheduled for January 2026. Then the user asked, so a holiday 2027 release is still the plan? Another user chimed in saying was scheduled implies stuff has been pushed back, but at this point I don't know. Kepler then replied saying, no, I just don't know if it has been delayed. So things are maybe changing, it looks like. Not sure what this means, because really December or January, it's not a big difference, but I would assume if the first chip fabrication was pushed even further out, this would delay the console maybe past 2027. I'm just guessing here based off the 2-year timeline from first chip fabrication to release setup that Kepler made earlier on, the point that he made earlier on. We'll see how things go, of course. I'm personally hoping this thing makes the holiday 2027 launch, because they've already set their plans in motion when it comes to specs. They're most likely not going to give you stronger tech with a delay to 2028. They already have their plans lined out, so the further it goes out, we're just going to get tech that we could have gotten in 2027, but rather now we would get it in 2028. So I'm hoping the first chip fabrication does happen in January and things start to flow. First dev kits, first leaks, maybe the controller information starts to pop out, stuff like that for 2026. Let's see how this goes, but you guys let me know if you're excited to hear more about the PlayStation 6 or not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Bring on the leaks." Obviously, this is in reference to the next generation of PlayStation. Of course, also the PlayStation 6 and the PlayStation 6 handheld as well. I'm hoping this is the case, that we get the first chip fabrication soon, and this doesn't push back the launch, past 2027. Because again, these specs have already been laid out. We already have the specs. These are the specs that Sony wants to release. That's it. So if they delay it past, 2027, later on, we're just going to get tech that was supposed to come out in 2027, but just later. We don't benefit from that, and I don't see Sony reducing the price because they released it a year later. That's not how it's going to work for them. They're most likely going to release it at the same price they intended to even before. Of course, let's see how this goes, but I'm excited to see what specs we get or what leaks we get next. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "Bring on the leaks," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays tuned in my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.